welcome back to Ravenclaw Reads. I'm Courtney and today you're joining me for my July TBR. If you're new here, welcome. Thanks so much for stopping by. Check out the other videos on my channel to see if this is a place you'd like to subscribe to. If you're returning, thanks so much for coming back. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell for post notifications, and check out the memberships to see if you would like some extra perks with the channel. So each month I do a monthly TBR. And really it is a pile of possibilities. I know that term is getting a little played out, but I don't know how many of these I'll read. I just know that these look good right now and I might come to them. This list actually has a lot of books that are actually anticipated reads as well because it's just a good month for new releases. I think summer in general is a good month for new releases. And so super excited about that. I'm going to go through them. I've kind of taken the synopsis and put like a different spin on it, and so it won't be just me reading the backs or the good read review. Okay, so I am a mood reader. I'll put that out there too. So if you are new here, I'm a mood reader, and so while these are the pile of possibilities, I don't know what I'll actually get to. I know there's a few that I for sure will, but I can't promise all of them. Okay, the first book that I have, and I'm looking at my computer for my notes, is A Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping. This book is highlighting witches, talking foxes, magical inns. So Sarah Swan is one of Britain's most powerful witches, and this is until she broke a few too many rules, including raising her aunt from the dead, and then she got booted from her guild. Now exiled, demagicked, and only mildly grumpy, she's stuck running an enchanted inn in the countryside, wrangling odd guests and a semi-villainous talking fox. But when a mysterious spell promises to restore her power and a frosty magical historian named Luke Larson arrives at the inn, things are going to heat up. He's closed off, she's chaotic, and together they might just unlock more than ancient magic. This one is one that has been on my radar almost for a year. I feel like I've seen or heard about this book for so long. Like a really cozy book, and so this is on the list, but it almost feels like a read for October, but we'll see. Some of the highlights of this book, like if you're going to chunk it into your genre types, we have a talking animal sidekick, you have the cozy inn with magical hijinks. It is a slow burn. It's a little grumpy sunshine, I would say, with Luke Larson being the more sort of brooding academic type. Next up, I want to read the book She Didn't See It Coming, and this book is a mystery thriller. You know, this book says she vanished without a trace. The apartment was untouched except for the silence. So we have Bryden and Sam, and they are the picture of perfection, right? They have successful careers, a beautiful condo, and a very happy daughter, so the perfect little family. But then one ordinary day turns into every family's worst nightmare. Bryden never shows up to pick up their child, and when Sam rushes home, her car is in the garage, her laptop's open, phone has been untouched, but Bryden is gone. So now the luxury condo is a crime scene, and secrets are going to start coming out, and the clock is ticking. And so this follows, you know, that sort of ideal marriage, and then it starts to unravel. Very fancy bougie setting, but very chilling, and it has psychological suspense in it. That one sounds really good. That was actually going to be my, I don't know, but reading the sort of highlights of it and putting that synopsis together, I really feel like that is a book I will be into. Next up, I want to read Rose in Chains. This is by Julie Soto, and I really like Julie Soto's writing. This is her first attempt at a fantasy, and I believe it's romantasy, so excited to read that. This one says the hero's dead, the villains have won, and she just got sold to the boy who once broke her heart. When the war ends in ashes, Bryony Rosewood loses everything. Her magic, her brother, her kingdom. Stripped of power and freedom, she's sold to the highest bidder. And it's Tovin, a ruthless heir to her enemy's court and her long-standing forbidden crush. Now a pawn in the deadly game of heart magic, Bryony must navigate a world of betrayal, manipulation, and just brutal politics in general. But buried beneath the darkness, a flicker of hope still remains, and maybe, just maybe, resistance. And so this is your typical sort of fantasy romance trope where we have the enemies to lovers. We have an auctioned royal person, which is sort of crazy. There's a lot of dark magic, court intrigue, and some secret rebellion. And this is more on the lines of a court of, or a throne of glass, if you're into that. This might be the book for you. I'm excited about it. It is going to be a series. It says this is book 1, and so I literally cannot wait. Next up, I want to read the book Heavenly Bodies. So I've already started this one. I picked it up a couple days ago from Barnes & Noble because I'd heard some really great things about it. And I was like, okay, I'm going to pick up the physical copy because it's, I mean, why not? I was at Barnes. I probably will, if it's cheap on Kindle, I might, or try to borrow from the library. I think there's like a 26-week hold right now. So I don't know. Everybody says I need to get a second library card. So maybe that's how we break it. But this book is all about the stars, and so there's a different set of players in this book, and it gives you the stars and their attributes and like what they rule in the front of the book. But this is in a world ruled by some merciless gods known as the stars. Alara lives under a cruel prophecy. Her prophecy says she'll fall in love with a star and then it's going to destroy them both. So when the star descends to decimate her kingdom, Alara is forced to flee to enemy lands and into the arms of a prince who's just as dangerous as he is reluctant to help. Trained by her sworn enemy, hunted by divine powers, entangled in truths too big to bear, Alara begins to unlock a terrifying magic of her own. This book has enemies to allies, magical training, star-crossed fate versus free will, and a dark power awakening. And so I believe this is a series, and so we're just getting the groundwork of that dark magic or dark power. And this is, again, forbidden romance, like God versus mortals, gods versus mortals. And it is already starting off really well. I've slowed down because I still have to read I have other things that I'm reading, but I'm about 20 pages in and those pages flew by. I did hear that this also is more romance than plot. I believe that's what I read. I'll keep you posted as I read it. I can't remember now because I listen to so many different YouTubers. Okay, the next book on my TBR is Glorious Rivals. This is by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is book 2 in the Grandest Game series. I was not a fan of the Grandest Game, but I stand for everything Jennifer Lynn Barnes writes, and so I'm going to try to get through this one. In this one, we're back with the 7 rivals. They're on one island. They still have millions on the line. Winning isn't just about money. As we know, in all of the Jennifer Lynn Barnes books, there's some underlying stuff, and so it's about secret, survival, and then maybe a hint of love. So there's players on Hawthorne Island. They each have something to hide and everything to lose. They're starting to shift alliances and mysteries are becoming unraveled. The stakes rise with every twist and turn. So we don't know who's going to win, who'll fail, and who's going to leave without being heartbroken. So there's that romance element again. So this is inheritance games themes, obviously, with the whole puzzle finding and trying to get to the solution with the layers and secrets unfolding, with a little bit of Hunger Games because they're on an island, they're trying to survive. So definitely mystery, intrigue, betrayal, and romance. And so that one, I believe that one's YA as well. So I'm excited about that one. Now I'm into 2 coming up that I'm super excited about. These are like for sure auto buy. I probably already pre-ordered them. The first is Made for Each Other by Lynn Painter. I love everything Lynn Painter writes. And this is a fake dating rom-com with a penthouse twist. And I talked about this on my anticipated summer reads or recs. So Abby Morano is a hardworking student juggling 2 jobs. When her apartment gets hit with an infestation, since she has nowhere to go, she decides to borrow, quote unquote, the penthouse that she cleans while the owner's away, right? No harm, no foul, they don't know. And she's taken that on, and then one day his parents show up and think that she's not just the cleaner, but her son's girlfriend. So then Declan is the guy in the book, and he's all about work, grind, not gossip. So when his family insists he's already got a great girlfriend named Abby, he's floored because that girlfriend doesn't exist, or didn't until now. So they decide to strike a deal. They're going to pretend to be dating for a week. He gets the pressure off his back from his family. She gets a place to stay. But of course, as all fake dating happens, sparks start to fly and the lines are blurred. And so it's hard to keep the arrangement strictly business. Again, this is fake dating. Forced proximity for sure is going to be in there. Mistaken identity chaos and lots of tension. I'm here for this because, you know, I feel like fake dating is an overdone trope. However, if done well, as I know Lynn Painter will do, it's worth it. So I'm excited about that one. Next up is Overruled by Lana Ferguson, which is another auto-buy author for me. This book follows Danica and Ezra. Danica is a divorced lawyer who doesn't believe in love, and Ezra is her rival who is trying to change her mind on it. So Danica is a workaholic. Her love life can be messy, but she tries to be really professional in court. One of the biggest cases of her career comes her way, and in order to become partner at her law firm, she has to do well on this, and so she doesn't want any distractions, especially from Ezra, who apparently has abs, and he's also a very good lawyer. So Ezra is her legal rival and her secret fling. So they've been hooking up on the side before, kind of no string attached, but he's got a reputation for winning cases and hearts. But Danica has made it clear that there's no strings, no feelings, and no chance. So of course, sparks are gonna fly, and they fly inside and outside the courtroom, and the real trial becomes the one of the heart. And so do Danny and Ezra get together? I'm gonna use my spidey senses and say yes, they do, because it is a fake dating romance novel. This is enemies with benefits. Legal drama meets emotional baggage, and some slow burn with the courtroom tension and second chances. So I love that one. Next up is How to Sell a Romance by Alexa Martin. I read a couple of her books, and I want to say like one was very good. No, I think I read three. Two were very good and one was mid. And so I'm excited to read another book of hers. It's not enough to make me not read her books. So this book is about Emerson and Lucas. So Emerson wants to make sure that her classroom has supplies, and maybe do some fun stuff for herself. So she decides to get into an MLM, which is like those tier pyramid type scheme things. So she tries to go to this group called Petunia Lemon, and they promise glow up and extra cash. And so she's all in, except of course it's gonna go wrong. So now we have Lucas Miller, who is an investigative reporter who's out to take down this company because this company actually ruined his life. What he didn't expect, though, was to fall for a mystery woman at the convention who turns out to be his daughter's teacher. Oh my gosh, I love this trope. So we have some fake beauty, real scandal, major chemistry. We got the kid part where it can be tricky. But as the shady secrets of Petunia Lemon unfold, Emerson and Lucas team up to expose the truth. But can they take down a pyramid scheme and fall in love without everything crumbling? Again, my guess says yes. But this one sounds really, really cute. I love the idea of him being an investigative reporter, and she's just trying to make a couple extra dollars, and the kids in her class. Like, I'm here for it. Next, I'd like to read A Cozy Mystery, Stabbed in the Rack. This is book 7 in this series, and I have loved this series. It's one of my first cozy mysteries that I got into, and I've read all of them. So this is small town meets small town murder. This book is set in Georgia. It's wedding season, and we have Bonnie and Clyde. Bonnie is the main character, and Clyde is her sidekick cat. So Bonnie's knee deep in floral arrangements because that's her job. She's also part of some family chaos and last minute details, all trying to get this wedding off without a hitch. But suddenly a dead body shows up on her family's flower farm.